And in business news, the Naira appreciates against the dollar on Thursday as it exchanged at 771 Naira, 69 kobo at investors and exporters window. The local currency gained 0.22% compared to 773 Naira 42 kobo exchange for the dollar on Wednesday. A spot exchange rate of 799 Naira 90 kobo to the dollar was the highest rate recorded within the day's trading before it settled at 771 Naira 69 kobo. The Naira sold for as low as 700 Naira to the dollar within the day's trading as a total of $121.6 million was traded at the importers, investors, and exporters window on Thursday. The Ondo State government says it would form collaboration with some federal government revenue-generating agencies as part of its efforts to boost its internally generated revenue. The State's Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Wale Akinterenwa, had earlier revealed this, that the state has improved on its IGR from annual 6 billion naira the past administration to over 36 billion naira annually. Chairman of the State Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Tolu Adegbe, while speaking at the annual lecture in Akure, confirmed that the state government had collaborated with stakeholders, both at the state and federal level, on how to boost the state's IGR, represented by Senior Special Assistant to Ondo State Governor on Revenue, Mr. Olufemi Feyi Dede. Feyi describes the taxation as working tool that has brought infrastructural development to the state. In order to enhance entrepreneurship development, business communities and stakeholders are urging entrepreneurs and exporters on the integration of e-commerce to fully exploit the African Continental Free Trade Area's $3.4 trillion market. They spoke at a masterclass workshop and exporters on onboarding in Lagos with theme operationalizing the AfCFTA agreement for Nigerian businesses through e-commerce channel. The workshop is focused on promoting electronic commercialization among entrepreneurs as well as deliberate on how e-commerce can further promote AfCFTA.
The pact connects over 1.3 billion people across 55 countries with a combined gross domestic product valued at $3.3 trillion. It has the potential to lift 30 million people out of extreme poverty. But achieving this full potential will depend on putting in place significant policy reforms and trade facilitation measures. And one of these is e-commerce. E-commerce is expanding rapidly in Africa, representing an important opportunity for accessing untapped regional, continental, and global markets, creating jobs and improving living standards.
Implementation of the AfCFTA agreement, as well as a very innovative initiative called the Guided Trade Initiative, which was launched by the AfCFTA Secretariat to support, stimulate, and encourage free trade within the Continental Free Trade Area.
The Nigerian Immigration Service has raised alarm over the growing use of waterways for human trafficking and smuggling. This follows the arrest of 5 human trafficking victims by officials of the Lagos Seaports and Marine Command along Badagry waterways. Ifunaya Eze reports.
As revealed by Controller Mohammed Sadiq, intelligence gathered so far indicates that an organized group is controlling the operation. He explained that the victims without documents were transported from their respective locations under the guise of getting them legal employment in Mali, Benin Republic, and Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. Also arrested was a woman who trafficked 2 of the girls.
They have given us a contact with the phone numbers of some of the point people they were having. We are currently tracking them, and we set an undercover to the point of their embarkation so that we'll be able to trace some of the syndicate.
In recounting their ordeal, the victims, whose ages range from 15 to 23, said that they were enticed by the promise of a well-paying job abroad.
My sister dey Mali. I come tell my sister, make she find work for me for Mali. She come call me say she see work for me. Then say which car wash say na sales girl work. I hear say na shower work they do for that site.
It was my neighbor that told me about the opportunity. She told me that her sister-in-law is at Appian, so she needed people to come, actress and dancers, to come over there. That she has a movie industry over there. So with what she was telling me, I was convinced.
I entered bus from Warri come Lagos. Then after I come reach Lagos, before she carry us reach my 2. From my 2 I call like go the water side before we take enter boat reach where they take catch us.
Controller Mohammed Sadiq noted that hostilities from riverine communities are a major barrier to increased surveillance of the waterways.
We need support from the riverine community. Some of the contact we are having, they feel as if we want to remove food for their mouth. We are not removing food for anybody's mouth. We need every Nigerian to go on legitimate business, not issue of human trafficking or smuggling of migrants.
The victims and suspected trafficker were eventually turned over to the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.